Good morning / afternoon / evening, everyone. Let me ask you a question. What if I told you that happiness isn't something you chase, it's something you create? What if I told you that everything you've been taught about happiness, money, success, relationships was only part of the equation? See, we live in a world that constantly sells us the idea that happiness is somewhere out there, that if we just had a little more money, a better job, or the perfect relationship, then we'd finally be happy. But I want you to hear me on this. Happiness isn't about what you get. It's about how you live. Happiness is not something that can be found in external achievements, possessions, or circumstances. It is not a destination to be reached once you have the perfect job, the ideal relationship, or financial success. It is an internal state of being, a mindset that must be cultivated from within. People spend their lives chasing happiness in material things, thinking that once they acquire a certain level of wealth or prestige, they will finally feel fulfilled. But time and time again, we see individuals who have everything they once dreamed of still feeling empty inside. This is because happiness is not about what you have. It's about how you think, how you feel, and how you choose to experience life. Many people believe that their happiness depends on external factors. But the truth is, no amount of money, success, or approval from others will create lasting joy. This is why some of the wealthiest and most accomplished individuals still struggle with anxiety, depression, and a sense of dissatisfaction. On the other hand, there are people with very little who radiate happiness, not because they have everything, but because they appreciate what they do have. The difference lies in perspective. Happiness is a choice, a decision to focus on gratitude rather than lack, on possibility rather than limitation. One of the most powerful realizations is that happiness is an inside job because it is created by our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. When we rely on external circumstances to make us happy, we give away our power. If our joy is dependent on something outside of us, then we are at the mercy of things we cannot always control. But when we understand that happiness comes from within, we take back control of our lives. We begin to see that our emotions are shaped by the way we interpret events rather than the events themselves. Imagine two people experiencing the same situation, perhaps a career setback. One person sees it as a failure, something that defines them and makes them feel unworthy. The other sees it as a lesson, an opportunity to grow and improve. The external event is the same, but their internal reactions are completely different. This proves that happiness is not dictated by what happens to us, but by how we perceive it. By choosing empowering thoughts, we can shift our entire experience of life. Another crucial factor in creating happiness from within is emotional mastery. Many people believe that their emotions control them, that they are victims of their feelings. But in reality, we have the ability to shift our emotional state at any moment. Simple practices like gratitude, mindfulness, and self-reflection can instantly change the way we feel. When we make it a habit to focus on the positive, to seek joy in the present, and to cultivate an inner sense of peace, happiness becomes our natural state. At the core of it all, happiness is not something to be found, it is something to be created. It is a decision we make every day, a commitment to live in gratitude, growth, and purpose. True happiness begins the moment we stop searching for it outside and realize that everything we need is already within us. Progress is one of the most powerful forces in human psychology. It is the key to sustained happiness and fulfillment because, as human beings, we are wired to grow. When people feel stuck or stagnant, they often experience frustration, boredom, or even depression. This is because life itself is about movement, about evolution, about becoming something more than we were yesterday. The moment we stop progressing, we stop truly living. The feeling of progress creates a sense of purpose and excitement. Think about the times when you felt the most alive, the most engaged in life. Chances are those moments were not when everything was standing still, but when you were working towards something. When you were improving, learning, building, or striving for a goal. Whether it was mastering a new skill, improving your health, deepening relationships, or growing in your career, that feeling of moving forward gave you a sense of meaning. Progress, not perfection, is what fuels long-term happiness. One of the most common mistakes people make is believing that success or happiness comes from achieving a particular goal. While reaching a goal can bring a temporary sense of accomplishment, the real fulfillment comes from the journey of growth itself. Imagine someone who sets out to lose weight, build a business, or develop a new talent. Initially, they are excited because they are learning, improving, and seeing small wins. But what happens when they finally reach their target? If they don't set a new challenge, they often feel empty because they have nothing pushing them forward anymore. The real joy was never in the finish line. It was in the progress made along the way. Progress also builds confidence and self-belief. When people take small steps forward and see themselves improving, they begin to trust in their abilities. This creates momentum, making it easier to take on bigger and more challenging tasks. On the other hand, when people remain stuck in the same routines without any sense of growth, they lose energy and motivation. This is why many people feel unfulfilled. Even if they have a comfortable life, comfort without growth leads to complacency, and complacency slowly erodes happiness. The key to continuous progress is to embrace challenges rather than avoid them. Many people resist stepping outside of their comfort zones because they fear failure. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of growth. Every setback, every mistake, every obstacle is an opportunity to learn and improve. Without challenges, there is no progress. And without progress, there is no true fulfillment. Even in the smallest ways, progress fuels happiness. It can be as simple as reading a book that expands your perspective, learning a new skill, setting and achieving small daily goals, or pushing yourself to be a little better than you were yesterday. When you make progress a daily priority, life becomes exciting, fulfilling, and full of purpose. The feeling of becoming more, of evolving into the best version of yourself, is the true source of lasting happiness. Emotions are the driving force behind every decision, action, and experience in life. They shape the way people think, behave, and respond to the world around them. No matter how intelligent, skilled, or successful a person may be, their ability to manage and harness their emotions determines the quality of their life. Every human action is rooted in the desire to feel a certain way. People chase money, relationships, success, or adventure, not for the things themselves, but for the emotions they believe those things will bring. When emotions are in check and aligned with a greater purpose, life feels fulfilling. But when emotions control a person rather than the other way around, chaos and frustration take over. Everything people do is an attempt to create or avoid an emotion. The pursuit of happiness, love, success, or personal growth is not about the end goal. It is about the emotional experience associated with it. Someone may want to earn more money, but what they truly desire is the feeling of security or freedom that money provides. Others seek relationships not simply for companionship, but for the emotional connection, love, and significance they gain. Even negative behaviors like procrastination, avoidance, or self-sabotage come from emotions. People put things off not because they are lazy, but because they want to avoid discomfort, fear, or failure. Every action, whether productive or destructive, is rooted in the emotions that drive it. Emotions also shape perception. Two people can go through the same situation and have entirely different experiences based on their emotional state. A challenge can be seen as an exciting opportunity by one person and an overwhelming burden by another. It is not the situation itself, but the emotions attached to it that define the experience. When someone is in a peak emotional state, feeling gratitude, excitement, or passion, they see possibilities, take action, and make things happen. But when they are in a low emotional state, filled with doubt, fear, or frustration, they see obstacles, hesitate, and withdraw. The ability to control and direct emotions is one of the most powerful skills a person can develop. Instead of letting emotions dictate behavior, successful people learn to influence their emotional state. They understand that emotions are not random. They are the result of focus, physiology, and meaning. By changing what they focus on, adjusting their body language, or reframing the meaning of a situation, they can shift their emotions instantly. Happiness, confidence, and motivation are not accidents. They are created through conscious effort. Mastering emotions also leads to better relationships, decision-making, and overall life satisfaction. When people are aware of their emotions, they communicate more effectively, handle conflicts with clarity, and make choices that align with their true desires. Without emotional awareness, reactions become impulsive, leading to regret and unnecessary struggles. When emotions are managed effectively, they become a source of strength rather than a source of suffering. The key to a fulfilling life is not avoiding emotions, but learning how to use them as fuel for growth, action, and purpose. True fulfillment in life comes not from what we acquire, but from what we give. Society constantly promotes the idea that happiness comes from consuming more money, more possessions, more status. People are told that the key to a great life is accumulating as much as possible. Yet time and time again, those who have the most still feel empty. This is because lasting happiness does not come from consumption, it comes from contribution. When people shift their focus from what they can get to what they can give, their lives take on a deeper sense of meaning and purpose. Contribution creates a level of fulfillment that nothing else can. The greatest moments in life are not about receiving, but about making a difference. Think about the times that have truly mattered. Helping a friend through a tough time, supporting a loved one, or giving without expecting anything in return. These are the moments that create genuine joy. Contribution is what connects people, strengthens relationships, and brings a sense of significance far greater than material success ever could. A common misconception is that contribution has to be something grand or world-changing. People assume that only those who donate millions or start charities are truly making a difference. But contribution is not about the size of the act, it is about the intention behind it. A simple act of kindness, a word of encouragement, or a small effort to help someone in need can create an impact far greater than money ever could. Every person has something to give, whether it is time, energy, skills, or even just a smile. The act of giving itself is what generates happiness, not the scale of the contribution. One of the biggest reasons people feel unfulfilled is that they are too focused on themselves. When life revolves around personal gain, it creates a never-ending cycle of dissatisfaction. No matter how much someone achieves or acquires, there is always something more to chase. However, when people shift their focus outward, when they contribute to others, they break free from this cycle. Contribution shifts perspective from scarcity to abundance. It reminds people that they already have enough to give, and in doing so, they discover how much they truly have. Giving also creates a ripple effect. One small act of kindness can inspire another, leading to an endless cycle of positivity. When people contribute, they not only improve the lives of others, but also elevate their own emotional state. Scientific studies have shown that acts of kindness and generosity trigger the release of dopamine and serotonin, the brain's natural chemicals that enhance happiness. The more people give, the more they receive emotionally, creating a cycle of fulfillment that no amount of consumption can ever match. At the core of every great life is a commitment to something greater than oneself. Whether it is helping a friend, supporting a community, or simply making someone's day better, contribution is the ultimate source of meaning. The shift from consuming to contributing is the secret to lasting joy, deeper connections, and a life that truly matters. Every aspect of life is shaped by decisions. The choices made each day determine the direction of a person's future, influencing success, happiness, and overall fulfillment. Some people believe that destiny is controlled by luck, circumstances, or fate, but in reality, destiny is created by the small and large decisions made consistently over time. The quality of life is not determined by what happens, but by how one chooses to respond. Every decision, whether conscious or unconscious, builds the foundation for the future. People often underestimate the power of small choices, yet these decisions accumulate and define the course of life. Choosing to exercise or stay sedentary, to wake up early or hit snooze, to work on a goal or procrastinate, these seemingly insignificant choices add up and create long-term results. A person who consistently makes empowering decisions moves forward, while someone who repeatedly makes poor choices stays stuck. Success is not about one massive decision. It is about the daily commitment to making choices that align with a greater vision. Decisions shape identity. Every choice reinforces a belief about who a person is. Someone who decides to push through challenges builds the identity of a resilient and determined individual. On the other hand, someone who consistently gives up reinforces the belief that they are incapable. The moment a person decides to raise their standards, change their habits, or shift their mindset, their entire life begins to transform. Identity is not fixed. It is molded by decisions. The more a person commits to decisions that align with their highest potential, the stronger and more empowered they become. One of the most powerful aspects of decision-making is the ability to change at any moment. Many people feel stuck because they believe their past decisions define them. They think that because they have made mistakes, they are destined to repeat them. But the truth is, at any moment, a single decision can change everything. The decision to take responsibility, to forgive, to start again, or to pursue a new path has the power to shift the entire trajectory of life. The past does not dictate the future, choices do. Every decision carries consequences, and avoiding decisions is a decision in itself. People who hesitate to make choices out of fear often end up stuck in the same patterns. Indecision is one of the biggest obstacles to success and fulfillment. Growth comes from taking decisive action, learning from mistakes, and continuously adapting. Even when a decision does not lead to the expected outcome, it provides valuable lessons that shape future success. The most successful and fulfilled individuals understand that life is not something that happens to them. It is something they create. They take control by making intentional choices, setting clear goals, and aligning their actions with their values. The power to design a fulfilling life lies in the ability to make decisions with purpose and commitment. Each decision is a step toward a chosen destiny, and by making consistent, empowering choices, a person can shape a future of success, happiness, and meaning.